It's looking cloudy. Of course. I'll change it right now. All she does is buzz around Colin all day, completely oblivious to how out of her depth she is. If her father hadn't saved my husband's life in that wreck, there is zero chance my son would have ever married someone like her. The paragraph of text scrolled past, dense and suffocating. I stood at the kitchen sink, holding the heavy crystal vase. The faucet was running, the water spilling over the rim and rushing over my fingers. It was freezing, so this marriage was just a debt being paid. When Colin's father was in a horrific car accident years ago, it was my dad, a passing driver, who pulled him from the wreckage and rushed him to the ER. I had always foolishly believed the Montgomerys were kind to me out of genuine affection, out of gratitude. Now I knew. Their kindness was simply an obligation. They endured me. I arranged the fresh water and flowers, placing the vase back on the glass coffee table. Constance glanced at me. Well, at least she's obedient. It's a shame that's her only use. I sat across from her and poured her a cup of Earl Grey. My smile was identical to the one I wore yesterday. The only difference was that starting today, I knew my smile was entirely hollow. That afternoon, Colin's executive assistant called. Mrs. Montgomery, Mr. Montgomery asked me to let you know he has a client dinner tonight. He won't be home. I said okay. I hung up the phone and sat alone at the long dining table. In front of me was a perfectly roasted chicken, garlic butter asparagus, and roasted fingerling potatoes. All his favorites. I cut a piece of chicken and chewed it for a long time. For some reason, I couldn't taste a thing. By the third day, the subtitles had become crystal clear. It was as if someone had installed an invisible AR screen over my eyes. Anyone who stepped within 15 feet of me had their inner thoughts broadcast above their heads. The Whole Foods cashier. Why is it so packed today? I hate this. The neighborhood security guard. This poor woman is always buying groceries and cooking, while her hotshot husband is never home. Even the security guard saw it. But it took me 3 years to open my eyes. On Saturday, by some miracle, Colin was actually home. He was in his home office answering emails. I brewed a cup of black coffee, just the way he liked it, and carried it in. Colin, black coffee. He took the mug without looking up from his screen. Above his head, here she goes again. Can't I just get 10 minutes of peace without her barging in? I gave a small smile, stepped backward out of the room, and quietly pulled the door shut. The moment the door clicked into the frame, I felt something inside my chest click shut along with it. At 2 p.m, the doorbell rang. I opened it to find a woman standing on the porch. She wore a flawless white crepe dress, her makeup immaculate. Draped over her arm was a signature Tiffany blue shopping bag. Doris. Colin's college classmate and the creative director at Montgomery Holdings. She was also the woman everyone in our social circle whispered about as Colin's golden girl, the one that got away. Summer, it's been ages! Her smile was blindingly sweet. The subtitles above her head painted a completely different picture. 3 years and you're still clinging to this house like a parasite?